I'm so curious what's going to happen. This could be like AGI moment, or it could be massive failure.
Bet massive failure. There it is! A disaster! Oh, boy!
Hey everyone, welcome back to the feature group. Today we're going to be testing LLaMa 3.2 hot off the press. So we're trying it in the portal, and we're mainly going to be focusing on the image gen capabilities and image understanding. It is a multimodal model.
I think this is exciting because it's the first time Meta has shipped any model with like vision understanding in their own client, at least. I remember there was Lava at one point. But this is sort of a new generation for Meta's image models, and they're claiming that they're much better at understanding images, and they'll be much more useful for image understanding tasks.
I think we're going to have some great tests. There's going to be some reoccurring themes here in honor of 100 subs. Thank you, everybody, for subscribing, and we're gonna see what it can do. So first prompt we're going to try out, this is a bit of a throwback to our O1 preview video, if folks want to check that out, but we are invested in LLMs trying to make a Farmville-like game called Serverville. So we have an image of what O1 generated, and we're curious to see if LLaMa 3.2 can take that image and make something similar. So let's give it a shot.
Awesome. So we're also testing the image capability here, right? Instead of saying, hey, like give us a prompt, we're trying to give it a image first, as opposed to walking through the actual spec or details of the game. So far it looks like it's kind of understood.
If folks recall, we did something similar with Replit. We gave it an image of Twitter's UI and said, hey, can you take the UI you currently have and make it look like it? So it'd be interesting to see if just a raw model can do that. All right, so it looks like a little different.
I mean,
but
so to be fair, this is the first kind of multimodal that Meta's putting out. Maybe we can prompt it to ask, like, hey, like, can you improve the graphics? Can you maybe add some extra things? Because we gave it an image, not a full spec.
Wait. Let's just credit what credit is due here. So, Serverville Ultimate Server Farm, like the model correctly read the text.
yeah,
Right.
sure.
It recreated the exact same heading, then the same resources with the same balance. Right. Pulled over all the information. And then purchase GPUs, power plants, cooling systems.
Yeah, it didn't preserve colors on the segments, didn't preserve centering, didn't preserve the backgrounds, but it read the text correctly, so that,
to Jacob's
fair
point, yeah,
text
exactly.
extraction on point.
Does the JavaScript work? If you click buy GPU, does it do anything?
It says it logs GPU bought.
GPU bought.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
But does our balance change? I want to say no.
Not for GPU. Can you try? So the other ones, buy power plant will.
Hey,
Yeah,
okay.
Which makes sense. So like, what I was kind of alluding to was without prompting it more, there's going to be a lack of reasoning, right? It's just going to say, hey, you gave me this, buy GPU. So in the game, it's supposed to be, you click this button and you can buy one of 3 GPUs, like a small, medium, large GPU, and so on. So because it wasn't given a spec, it's not really inferring like, oh, like there might be multiple GPUs and, oh, the GPUs are related to power. But it has done at least the first step of being, as Jacob said, like grok, what's on the page, and, oh, if this is 2,000 here, this must minus from the 2,000 balance. So again, credit where credit's due. This was actually pretty good as a first shot.
Yeah, this is pretty impressive. I mean, and anything where there was a value rendered in the image, it's correctly deducting that from our balance. I mean, that's not nothing.
Yeah. Should we go ahead and continue prompting it? See how far it goes with like maybe another 1 or 2 shots?
Yeah, so I'll give it one more shot here and ask it to try to really focus on getting the style from the image into the final result, and I'm hoping that it'll still have the image in the chat in like the turn memory, and it'll be able to base the response off of it.
One thing to note, it does look like it said generated by LLaMa 3.1. However, we believe that 3.2 was the only thing that actually does image recognition. So it's interesting.
Yep, that's a great call out. Hey, I mean,
Okay.
that's not bad. It still doesn't get centering. It's odd that centering is just a bridge too far here, but hilariously, that's famously a problem in front-end design world.
What is the color of the buttons? Is it also that dark blue? Can
It's
we
a
check
good
the
call
image?
out. It's a little lighter.
It's
a little
but
lighter.
it is blue.
But compared to
so,
this one, oh, that's also blue.
Yeah, it's weird. But definitely got closer, giving it the idea to
yeah.
focus on styling. Like, again, pretty awesome. It's obviously picked up on these squares and the different like shades of black and stuff like that. So certainly
it's
not
interesting.
perfect.
It picked up the gray,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it just opted for full, right? Your RGB values. It's full blue, full green.
yeah.
No nuance in that. No shading in that. No like lighter green, lighter blue. No, just green. Blue.
And look, this is impressive, but like comparing it to say Replit Agents, that Replit Agents was a real wow for me. This is not
Yes.
blowing me away.
Right,
And to be fair, this is maybe a testament to how fast AI stuff is evolving, but this is interesting.
Yeah, I mean the conclusion is, I think Replit blows it out of the water.
No, well, I mean, of course it does, but we're just judging the image understanding here, right?
Image, roughly understood.
I mean, I definitely have these moments testing these models where you go, yep, it's failing compared to other foundation models, but it's still wild that all the computers can do this, right? Like, this was not possible a few years ago to just drop an image and be like, hey, replicate this for me, man.
Yeah.
And now we're arguing the nuance of the state of the replication.
This is, this isn't like some vaporware image understanding, at least so far. But I think we'll keep testing.
Okay, cool. So for test number 2, one of my personal favorites, this is sort of a test of historical understanding and reasoning over the image itself. If you think about how image models are trained, a lot of the images of the past are going to be wrong. People don't often know that Roman statues were super colorized, so something you can ask it is, what did this look like in the time that it was built? And if it knows it's colorized, that's interesting. A lot of the early OpenAI models failed on this. A lot of image gen models will fail. If you go to Midjourney today and try to generate an ancient Roman statue, they will look all white and uncolored. In reality, they were brightly colored, and often that's not picked up. So we're testing LLaMa 3.2's image reasoning here to see if it sees that and goes, hey, that's wrong, or if it thinks it's right. And I am really curious which way this lands.
We're starting with the current day.
Yeah, so we're going to start with the current day version that's just plain as heck and see if it picks up the mistake. That this is not how the model looked, or not how the statue looked in its day. Likely from the 2nd century AD, that's incorrect, but interesting.
So it doesn't really bring up anything about the coloring.
Interesting.
Should we now give it the colorized one and then be like, okay, what about this one?
I can't help with that. Is there anything else you can help? What? We hit RAI? We hit responsible AI guidelines on this?
That's very interesting.
Maybe
I'm gonna try to send it send
a
both
new
at
convo.
once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you only send one image at a time? Okay, I like this. Yep. Caligula, that is incorrect. Wow, confident coming out of the gate.
And it says that the statue on the left. It confidently says that the statue on the left is more accurate, and this is
Miserable failure.
statue. The contrast on the right is more stylized representation. So really, this is all just sort of hallucinated.
The Roman history test wins again. LLaMa stumbling all over itself. Not even remotely right here. Building on what we just tried, we're going to try it the other way now. So instead of comparing an existing image, what does LLaMa 3.2 here think a Roman statue should look like in the era it was built?
I asked it to create a historically accurate image of a recently finished statue in ancient Rome. What should it look like? Right, hot off the press.
Hot off the marble block. This is why I like this test. It fails every time. Every time.
It almost looks like in modern museums.
Yes, that's exactly why. Because these image models are trained on a bunch of museum photos or Flickr accounts or whatever was out there on the open web.
Can we open the top left one as well?
Are these statues all short, by the way? Are the proportions weird to anyone?
Yeah, like I'm saying, doesn't this just look weird?
Pretty sure. I mean, folks in the chat, keep me honest here, but beards were not a popular accoutrement to Roman statues. This looks more of a Greek kind of thing.
If any of our 100 subscribers are historians, fact check us.
These look very Greek-inspired. This has a very Zeus vibe.
We've established that whatever model is answering the questions doesn't really know about the history of these statues. The whatever model is generating the images also doesn't know about the history of these statues. And so this is an area where, like, historical accuracy is still an area where Meta needs to improve both their image understanding and generation.
Can you ask it to colorize the statue? We're giving it the best possible scenario. Colorize it, the statue, as it would have been by the statue painter. What can you give us? Just awful. We went Hindu. We're completely a different world now. None of this resembles the stat. We are way way outside the realm of a correct result here.
Yeah. Another test we want to try that we do frequently here on the feature crew is the Tower of London test. So this is a very simple cognitive behavioral test. Jacob pulled up the image. Basically, you're trying to move these either like sticks or balls, whatever. And we do this as an early psychological test for children. And we like to see how AI reasons over this. So we don't expect this model to be an amazing reasoner, like when we compared O1, but we do want to see how it interprets it, and then maybe ask it, like, how would you discuss what this game is? How would you go about reasoning over it, just to see its text and image capabilities? So let's go ahead and shift back.
Yeah, and so usually there would be a goal state as well. So for example, let's say you would want the green and the red to be switched, and so you would need to move the green off that peg so that you could move the red off that peg to move the green back. And so, maybe we'll give it a fake goal state, but first we just want to test its ability to understand the puzzle, and it's the actual state of the puzzle. So I've asked it to just kind of concisely describe the state of the Tower of London puzzle in the image.
Worth noting that Jake was being especially kind by telling it the name of the test.
So it starts by kind of describing the test accurately, just kind of as we did. Then it states that the red ball's on the left peg, that the green ball's on top of the red ball on the left peg, that both of those are correct. The blue ball is on the right peg, and that the middle peg is empty. So this actually shows pretty impressive physical reasoning here.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's 100% correct. It's probably the best outcome it's had so far tonight.
So let's because it understood this so well, let's up the ante a little bit. And I'm going to start a new chat so it doesn't have any of that context. I'm going to bring the image back, and I'm going to ask it which peg cannot be moved. There's only one peg that cannot be moved, and it's the red peg because it's blocked by the green peg. So we'll see if it understands that. Bead that cannot be moved is the one at the bottom of the stack on the leftmost peg. This is because the rules of the Tower of London. This is very interesting. It understands the rules here.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
All right.
Out of interest, can you say, like, what color is it? Right. Okay, so it's actually able to see, like, that is the one, right? If it was like, oh, it's the blue one, then we know it's kind of, like, hallucinating. But that was great. Honestly, this is kind of surprising.
Just as, like, because it's doing so well here, I just want to kind of up the difficulty one more time and ask it, give us a series of moves to switch the green and red peg and see what it can do.
Yep.
All right, so just as a reminder, we're going to ask it to switch the green and the red peg, so it's going to need to move the green somewhere else, get the red out of the way, and then move both of them back.
Oh, that triggered image gen.
Okay, wait. I'm so curious what's going to happen. This could be like AGI moment, or it could be massive failure.
Bet massive failure. There it is! A disaster! Oh, boy! That goes on the wall for worst result on the feature crew so far, I think.
I'm going to be shocked if this was actually AGI. And we're going to go back 5 years later, and it's going to be like this code to have solved every Tower of London game ever, like in some weird machine language. But so far, it seems truly just shocking.
Where I was going to respond with text, see if that helps. It ignored that entirely.
It just
ignored
ignored
that
it.
entirely.
What is going on?
Wow.
Is it going to do the same weird thing? And why is it only one image now? What is going on? Is this
also-
this is just one image? Animate it.
Animate,
what
let's
is
go.
Is this
Move
where,
the pegs,
is this
baby.
where, like the meaning of life comes out of this? Why it did
That's
the
what
same
I'm
thing
saying.
again?
And why did it only have one, not four? Like, what is...
There's another board.
Wait, what's to the right?
another one.
What's to the right? That's what
turtles
Ilya
all
saw.
the way down.
What Ilya saw. What's to the right?
Reincarnation confirmed. This is it.
Why?
Unbelievable.
Why?
Is it going to do the same thing again?
I mean, it is kind of interesting if it shows the same image. It loves these boards. What is going on?
Yeah.
Wait, but
in
this
this
one was even
conversation...
closer. This one was even closer. Looked at the balls are the same colors.
Yeah. But can you prompt in this chat to now say, do not respond with an image, respond in text? Just see if it somehow has conversation, term memory, if that stops it from always responding with an image.
I need to know what this is. How does this...
Okay, all right, here's some moves.
I reckon it's a weird routing
Wait.
thing going on.
Left
But let's see.
hole.
Oh, it's responding to the image it made?
This is...
I mean, I'm fascinated
not-
by the rules of this hypothetical three-dimensional puzzle it's made, but
Final state, left hole, empty, right hole, red ball, on top of blue ball, on top of stick, on top of...
well, folks,
So
I think
it just fully hallucinated.
Right.
at the end there, right? Like when it was saying like it's on top of the stick, on top of the green ball. Like, I mean, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's this is concerning at how easily it got broken, in my opinion, as well.
Well, in terms of speculating a little bit on what's going on here, I have no idea where Hole came from. That's just going to be a mystery for the ages. But
Oh, good point. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but it's starting with initial state, green ball on top of red ball. That is a almost drunk sounding description of what's going on the left here. And then blue ball with small wooden piece sticking out of the top again is like a like a very on the nose description of what's happening over here.
Which is odd because didn't the am I hallucinating? I might be hallucinating. Didn't the original description understand this better?
Well, this is what I think. Like, is it routing to different models? Right? Because this is great. Like when it was like, yeah, the red ball, and even before, it actually kind of intuited that it was like, oh, like you can't move the red ball, right? Like there was that conversation that was spot on, and yet then we give it a slightly different prompt, and now it's just kind
Right.
of
Blue ball is on the right
full of
peg.
the
It
rails.
got it right. Yeah. Yeah.
It was trying to do an image. Yeah, like so maybe this is exactly it. It's thinking it needs to change the image as opposed to respond to the image.
So
But
like that's the meta prompting. You were saying like, oh, maybe it's tuned to something else. Like maybe that's what the meta prompting is for, is to support image multi-turn, and so that's why it's confused. So like, okay, what happens if I?
Yeah, but like honestly, like this is the whole thing with multimodality is you need to be able to like that's the magic, I think, right?
Well, multimodality kind of gets you around that, right? If you just have one model, the model should know.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like if it is one model that's multimodal, why is it this bad?
All right. So we just saw some very interesting results of the Tower of London test. That's going to wrap it for testing today, but look, like and subscribe for more tests coming soon. We're looking to do some head-to-heads. We're looking to do lots of fun videos coming up, and hopefully LLaMa improves its reasoning ability a bit in the near future. If they do, we'll be here testing it. So thanks everybody, and we'll see you in the next one.